molweni, sanibonani, dumela, avuxeni. Hello, hi, welcome, or welcome back to African Xhosa ASMR. I kind of have a changed scenery in today's video, and I keep wondering to myself, is this a mistake? But anyway, we're just testing the waters based on how things go. So I have 2 bedrooms. One is where I sleep, and then the other one is this one where I'm filming in, and I decided to actually change it into my office because it's close to the main road where there are cars driving past, but I would also love to film videos in it. But because of the cars going up and down, I'm not quite sure if you guys will like that or you will enjoy it. But do let me know what you think, because every time I hear a car driving past, it always feels like waves crashing at the beach to me. Just waves crashing by. And at times I usually film in the lounge in the far end, which is a communal area for everybody, but there's only 3 people who live here. So you guys, I sometimes say shh when there's a car driving past. So how do you like it? Do let me know. Or else I have to set up the background in my bedroom, or I have to go film in the communal lounge, which is also good if you don't mind that. So let me know, what do you think of the office space? But anyway, in today's video, I will be talking to you guys, yes, you, about something that was inspired by the following tweet. Check it out. The tweet was posted by Penuel, and it says, the Eastern Cape equals Zimbabwe. Some of the most educated, well-spoken, and rich individuals. But if you look at where they come from, so I was thinking, should this be something I perhaps talk about to you guys? Yeah, perhaps this is going to be the last time I film in here, but yeah, I would have loved to film in here, but the sound, hopefully it's not that bad for you guys. So when it comes to this tweet, I did post something about it and say, should I perhaps talk about it and whatnot? Some of you guys said, of course, you'd love to hear my thoughts and opinions on it. And some of you guys were asking, what does it even mean? Does it mean that Zimbabwe is the Eastern Cape is in Zimbabwe? What does it mean? You were confused, but I will break it down for you guys. So, where does Eastern Cape equals Zimbabwe come from? This explanation is based on my personal thoughts and opinions. It's nothing factual, okay? Okay, now let's talk about it. I remember going through social media, and there is a saying that people were using all over the internet, and it says, "It's giving Zimbabwe. It's giving Zimbabwe." So, where does that come from? I tried to look up the original voice note for that, where it comes from, but I couldn't find anything. So, upon doing that, I then remembered the very first time I saw a video on this. Kind of like that saying that says, "He needs some milk." Or that one that says, "You're probably wondering how I ended up here." And then someone shares a story of how they ended up there. You know, those kind of sayings where you lip sync to. So the first time I heard it, it was two guys. The two guys have traveled to Paris. As they were in Paris, you know that picture they always show you when it comes to Paris. It's beautiful, the Eiffel Tower, you know, falling in love, the beautiful place on earth, you know, fall in love and just experience the life. Paris is always beautiful when you're seeing it on social media, pictures, videos, everything. Now, what had happened was these two guys have traveled to Paris, and they are from Zimbabwe. So they decided to travel to Paris. And as they were driving through the street of Paris, they saw a different side of Paris that is not shown on social media. They were seeing homeless people everywhere towards that street they were driving in. And they were seeing like trash everywhere, and they were also like saying that it doesn't smell good. It looks like there are like marks where people would urinate towards the wall. So the street was not looking good. And then they were showing that street in Paris, and then one of them says, "We're in Paris." And then they showed that street, and then they showed the Eiffel Tower to actually prove that they were in Paris. And then his friend said, "It's giving Zimbabwe," which I would assume means that we had traveled to Paris expecting this, you know, picture perfect place. But when we get here, it looks no different than where we're coming from in Zimbabwe. So that's basically what it means. And then people took that voice note and utilized it for everything. So if you have something that you have put on a pedestal, or something where you had higher expectations and you were let down on, you can always say, "It's giving Zimbabwe." So everybody used that voice, like clip, on their social media, TikToks and whatnot, to showcase things that they had put on a pedestal, or when they were catfished by something, and then they put in that sound and say, "It's giving Zimbabwe." So I would assume that Penuel now is stating that based on how the people who are from the Eastern Cape carry themselves and the amazing things and the pivotal role that they play in our society within the country, one would assume that their background homes look better than they actually look. So the Eastern Cape is giving Zimbabwe, considering all the historic figures that you have and amazing people who till this day are continuing to do amazing things for the country. You would think that they would, you know, advance their own province or community, but the Eastern Cape still continues to be one of the poorest provinces in the country. So the Eastern Cape is giving Zimbabwe. That is basically my explanation of the entire situation, or at least how I hear it. Yeah, hope that explanation makes sense to you and you're happy with it. Now, the statement after saying that the Eastern Cape is giving Zimbabwe says, some of the most educated, well-spoken and rich individuals. But if you look at where they come from, way is an expression that you usually use when you're like, way, way, I don't know how to explain it. So like when something is like, whatever, like way. So that's it. So who are these most educated, well-spoken, individuals? Who are they? That's exactly what today's video is all about. We are going to be going through a list of the most educated, well-spoken, famous, and sometimes rich individuals who come from the Eastern Cape. We're going to talk about them. Shh, relax. Where exactly within the Eastern Cape are they from? And what exactly is it that they did for the country? But before we do that, all I need from you is sit down, relax, and enjoy watching today's video. And based on the list that I've given you today, please do let me know which one of these individuals that I've spoken about in today's video is your absolute favorite, or which one did you know about and like, oh, I had no idea they're from the Eastern Cape, but I know about them. And lastly, who did you not know about, but I had listed, but you're like, oh my God, I had no idea. I'm just going to do more research on this person. Do let me know. Without further ado, let's get started. Asiqalise. The very first person I'm going to talk about is this one. Utata omkhulu, uNelson Rolihlahla Dalibunga Madiba Mandela. I have made a gazillion videos about him, and we are currently in July, which is his birthday month. And in his birthday month, we actually celebrate a day, his birthday, and it's called Mandela Day. On Mandela Day, you take 67 minutes. South Africans, it's customary for them to take 67 minutes out of their time to perform acts of service to others or within their communities. For example, you can go pick up papers, go clean the beach, go to a homeless shelter and help out, or give out food to homeless people, or go to a children's home, or go help out in a hospital. Any act of service that you feel like doing. That's exactly what we do on Mandela Day. So, Nelson Mandela is from the Eastern Cape. He was born in Mvezo, but spent and later moved away and spent the majority of his life eQunu, and Mvezo and Qunu are all within the Eastern Cape province of South Africa. I did make a virtual tour of me driving by eQunu, and I even showed you guys Nelson Mandela's home in some of my outdoors recent videos. Hope you enjoyed that. It was really fun for me to film as I was driving past his village, eQunu, where he was later laid to rest. So who exactly is Nelson Rolihlahla Dalibunga Madiba Mandela? Well, he is the very first elected democratic president of South Africa. He was president from 1994 up until 1999. And then he is also an anti-apartheid revolutionary and global icon for peace and reconciliation. He spent 27 years in prison, helped usher in democracy through peaceful reconciliations. And then in 1993, he became a Nobel Peace Prize winner. And then after that, we have Oliver Tambo. Oliver R. Tambo. In South Africa, our most famous international airport, the O.R. Tambo International Airport, is named after Oliver Tambo. Oliver R. Tambo. So if you had no idea where the name of the airport comes from, it comes from Oliver R. Tambo. And he is from the Eastern Cape. And he was born in Kantolo. Kantolo is near Bizana. Bizana in the Eastern Cape province of South Africa. Kantolo. Kwase Bizana in Kantolo. What is he famous for? He's an anti-apartheid activist and long-time president of the ANC during the exile. So he was the president of the ANC, which is the African National Congress party, which is a party that was formed by Black South Africans, to strategize ways in which they could fight apartheid. And once South Africans received their freedom in 1994, then Nelson Mandela became the president. And then that party was the party that ruled the country till this day. And that is the African National Congress. And then, so Oliver, he's a key strategist in anti-apartheid movement. And the O.R. Tambo International Airport is named in his honor. That was Oliver Tambo. After Oliver Tambo, who else do we have? We have Steve Biko. Steve Biko. Steve Biko ngowase Ginsburg. Steve Biko is from Ginsburg. Ginsburg is near King Williamstown, King Williamstown, King Williamstown. And he is famous for being the founder. So, Steve Biko is the founder of the Black Consciousness Movement, BCM. And then he is also a philosopher and a political activist, emphasized black pride and mental liberation. He died in police custody in 1977, and he became a symbol of the struggle. He is the fuel that fired, black South Africans, to fight even harder for their freedom. And then after that, we have Thabo Mbeki. Thabo Mbeki. Thabo Mbeki. Thabo Mbeki is honestly my favorite South African president. He was the president after Nelson Mandela. So he's by far my favorite president to ever rule South Africa. You may wonder, even more than Nelson Mandela? Absolutely, I bet you. Definitely love me some Thabo Mbeki. And he was kicked out of his position before he was even finished with his term. They kicked him out before even completing his term. And I think it's because of what a kind of a stand-up guy that he is compared to other presidents. He does not play games. Thabo Mbeki does not play any games. That's why I like him. I like stand-up people. So after Nelson Mandela, there are 4 presidents, because we've been free from apartheid for about 30 years now. So after Nelson Mandela, it was Thabo Mbeki, my favorite president. And then after Thabo Mbeki, it was Jacob Zuma, my least favorite president. I don't like Zuma, but there's a lot of people who like him. A lot of people like him, but to me, anyway, I just don't like Zuma. If you like Zuma, please don't come for me. I just don't like people like him. And in my opinion, he's a very selfish man who does not give a flying fish about anybody else but himself. So I don't like people like that. He does not have any compassion for anybody. If it does not serve him, he just doesn't care, in my opinion. So I don't like him. And then he started his own new party now, because he stopped being president of the ANC. And then he started his own party. And the party is still new. It was just formed before our previous elections just now. And he got good numbers, which means there are a lot of people who stand beside him and who actually do support and love him. Trust me, people go above and beyond for Jacob Zuma. I have no idea why, and then after Jacob Zuma, we then now have our current president in South Africa. And our president is Cyril Ramaphosa. Anyway, let's talk about Thabo Mbeki. Thabo Mbeki is from Edutjwa, kwasedutjwa in the Eastern Cape province. He's the second democratic president of South Africa, and then they just go away. He's a prominent African intellectual, and he's the former deputy president under Nelson Dalibunga Madiba Mandela. And then after that, we have Miss Universe, Zozibini Tunzi. Zozibini Tunzi kwakutsolo bafethu, kwakutsolo. Zozibini Tunzi is from Kutsolo in the Eastern Cape province of South Africa. Fun fact, we are related, clan-wise. We share the same clan name. Kumamtolo, kumamchenge, mabanekazi, vumba lempongo liyanuka, mfazo bele litelwela. Phesheya ngapha komlambo, nonkuna zothiwa kuba zithezwe inkosazana kaloku. Wasekhaya Zozibini. So we share the same clan name, which is exciting. I'm just inserting myself in places I don't need to insert myself. So yeah, umamtolo ke uZozibini ngwakutsolo, and he won Miss Universe in 2019. And he's the third South African woman to win Miss Universe. And she is known for challenging conventional beauty standards and promoting natural black beauty. And that is Mamtolo Zozibini Tunzi. And then after that, we have another person that I have made gazillion videos about. Absolutely adore her. And there is somebody who sent me a message on my social media saying that, oh my god girl, I watched this video that you made on this person and you hooked me up because I went on to go do research on her. I absolutely adore her. Oh my gosh, I love her music, she's amazing. And I was like, I make videos about amazing people, trust me, she's amazing. And that person is Mama Mkhulu Miriam Makeba. Miriam Makeba. And Miriam Makeba, she is from the Prospect Township near East London, Emonti, in the Eastern Cape province of South Africa. Ngwase Prospect Township. What is she famous for? I made videos about her, so you should definitely know why she's famous, because amazing woman. So she is an internationally acclaimed singer and civil rights activist. So, internationally acclaimed singer and civil rights activist. Guess what her nickname is? Mama Africa. Mama Africa, meaning Mother Africa. Mother Africa. You don't just get that nickname anyhow. It just stands for who you are and what you've done. Mama Africa, the mother of Africa, the mother of the motherland. And that is Miriam Makeba. So she was exiled from the country during apartheid, used music to highlight oppression in South Africa. And if you're looking for music with tongue clicks and consonants that we use in the Xhosa language, definitely check out Mama Africa's music. To learn more about her music and what she did, definitely check out the video I made about her. Mama Africa, Miriam Makeba. One of her famous songs till this day, it says, Igqirha lendlela guqo ngqothwane. Umaqabele gqithapha ndithi guqo ngqothwana. Ngoba igqirha lendlela okay. After Miriam Makeba Momkhulu, we have Hani. Hani, there's a very famous international hospital named after him, the Hani Hospital. Who is he? What did he do? Where is he from? Well, Hani is from Ofimvaba in the Eastern Cape province of South Africa. He was the leader of the South African Communist Party and chief of staff of Umkhonto weSizwe. Umkhonto weSizwe, which played a pivotal role in transitioning black South Africans to democracy and away from apartheid. And I spoke to you guys about my least favorite president, Jacob Zuma, that he started his own party. Guess what he named his party? He named it Umkhonto weSizwe. Umkhonto weSizwe, which is this name linked to the legendary Chris Hani. And a lot of South Africans were not happy about that. They were like, why is he using this name out of all names he could have possibly used? Why Umkhonto weSizwe? Because he knows like the type of attachment that black South Africans have to this name, Umkhonto weSizwe. Isizwe is a nation, by the way, and Umkhonto is like that stick that you use to fight and defend yourself on, like the defender of the nation of something. Umkhonto weSizwe. I'll just try to see if I can find Umkhonto weSizwe, and then I show you guys so that you can see what Umkhonto looks like. Do you see it? Do you see it? Uyawubona Umkhonto weSizwe, uyawubona. And then he played a major role. He played a major role in the armed struggle against apartheid. And he too was assassinated in 1993, and his death nearly derailed transition talks. What is that? What's that noise? Yeah. So a lot of anti-apartheid leaders who were fighting like very strong and hard, and they were standing, firm on business, they were actually assassinated in 1993. Only for South Africa the following year to receive democracy and be free from apartheid, which is around about 30 years ago. And the colonizers knew that it's almost over for them in terms of what they're doing to black South Africans, and they tried by all means to take as many strong leaders who are fighting for our democracy and just assassinate them. And a lot of them were actually, unalived during that time. And may their souls continue to rest in peace. After that, we have Walter Sisulu. Walter Sisulu. And there's a famous university in South Africa, the Eastern Cape, named after him. That university is not famous for good things nowadays. It's famous for every time having protests. Students are protesting for any and everything. And it's like a laughing stock of universities. If you've gone there, like you're a laughing stock to some people. Nobody takes it seriously. And people sometimes are like, thank God I didn't go there, including me. Thank God I didn't go there. But it's such a shame. It's such a shame. So Walter Sisulu. Walter Sisulu is from Uthubeni, near Engcobo. It's a township near Engcobo in the Eastern Cape province of South Africa. Uthubeni ngaseNgcobo. He was also another anti-apartheid activist and mentor to Nelson Mandela. On my virtual walk video that I was showing you guys, I did show you the Walter Sisulu University as I was driving past it as well. So yeah, And I spoke about Walter Sisulu briefly. So he's one of the founding members of the African National Congress Youth League. And then he served a life sentence alongside Mandela at Robben Island. They were the bestest of friends. And then after that, we have Winnie Madikizela Mandela. Winnie Madikizela Mandela. Umama omkhulu uWinnie Madikizela Winnie Madikizela Mandela. Winnie is her colonial name. Like, you guys, we don't have genders pronouns in our languages in South Africa. So sometimes I say he, I'm supposed to say she, and sometimes she was supposed to say he. Okay, so she, her colonial name is Winnie, and then her Xhosa name is Nomzamo, and then her maiden last name is Madikizela, and then her last marital name is Mandela because she was the wife of Nelson Dalibunga Madiba Mandela. What does Nomzamo mean? Ukuzama is to try. Somebody who's always trying, by all means, being persistently trying to do something and never give up. Never giving up, constantly putting in the work, trying. You fall down, get up, pick up again and try again. You fall, get up again and try again. That's what a name means. Nomzamo. So, where is she from? She's from Ebizana in the Eastern Cape province of South Africa. She is an anti-apartheid activist, social worker, and politician. She is the former wife of Nelson Dalibunga Madiba Mandela and is known as the mother of the nation. The mother of the nation. Can imagine. We have Mama Africa, Miriam Makeba. We have Mother of the Nation, Winnie Madikizela Mandela. And she played a prominent role in resisting apartheid during Mandela's imprisonment. I did make a video about her, a video or two. And sometimes I can't talk about Nelson Mandela without talking about her. She's amazing, an amazing lady. And then after that, we have Kolisi. Kolisi wasezwide eGqeberha by Port Elizabeth in the Eastern Cape province of South Africa. So Kolisi is from a township called Zwide, and it's near Port Elizabeth, now referred to as Gqeberha, and previously known as Ebayi, Emambozane, Bayo lombathwa ngabalaziyo kuphela. Kuphi kuphathwa kuwa nyama iphela kuphela izinyo lendoda? Kuphi? Khona kwanyama iphela kuphela izinyo lendoda. Qanisekanga uba kuphi, kodwa ndazi besibhayi kuthiwa alombathwa unless uyalazi okanye ngwapha akubalelwa kuwena ibhayi sulombatha lokuthiwa. Kolisi as the first black captain of the South African the first black captain of the South African national rugby team called the Springboks. Springboks captain. And I'm not gonna lie, my favorite, I love Sia too, absolutely love him. But my favorite favorite rugby player, and I think he was also captain, Brian Habana. Like, if you were to ask me if I should name rugby players, Kolisi and Brian Habana, those are the only two I know. I love me some Brian Habana. Love her. Brian Habana. Why am I getting excited? Why am I getting excited speaking about Brian Habana? Okay, love me some Brian Habana. No, samthanda Kolisi, namthanda naye. Yeah, he led the team to Rugby World Cup victory in 2019, and he is the symbol of transformation in South African sports. Okay, and then after that, who do we have? We have Mark Boucher. Mark Boucher, I have no idea who this is. I'm sorry. He is from East London, Emonti. East London, Emonti. He is a former South African wicket keeper batsman. Holds a record of the most test dismissals by the wicket keeper. He later became the coach of the national team. I have no idea who that is. I could see this man on the street. I would not know. I'm sorry to this man. I'm sorry. One of my absolute favorites again. The next one is Makhaya Ntini. Makhaya Ntini. Let me tell you this. I never was really a fan of cricket at all. But one thing, my dad and uncle, biggest cricket fans, and they always say Makhaya Ntini, Makhaya Ntini, Makhaya Ntini this, Makhaya Ntini that. And there's also, like, I never watched soccer as well, but I remember hearing a lot about Lucas Radebe. And I was like, okay. So I'm just smiling at Makhaya Ntini, but okay, so uMakhaya Ntini wasemdingi. Mdingi is a township near King Williamstown, eQonce, in the Eastern Cape province of South Africa. Why is he famous? He is the first black African to play Test cricket for South Africa. He celebrated fast bowler with over 300 Test wickets. He's a role model for young cricketers from rural areas. And I would say he's more like Mike Tyson. Should I say Mike Tyson of cricket? Who's that guy who plays golf that everybody knows about? He has infidelity issues. I'm just gonna try to find his name, his picture, and put it somewhere here. I forgot his name, but yeah, is it Mike Tyson? I think Mike Tyson is like the boxing guy. Yeah, I'm gonna find him. He's more like that, but with a good reputation. Yeah. And then the next person is somebody I made videos about, a video or two about, Ringo Madlingozi. Ringo Madlingozi. Oh my goodness. Made a video about him because a lot of you guys were like, hi CV, where could you please make video where you translate Xhosa songs or something like that? Could you please make that kind of a video for us? I was like, say no more. And I went on to look, who exactly can I translate songs of? And I was like, I don't even have to think hard. We have the legendary Ringo Madlingozi. Ringo Madlingozi. Ringo Madlingozi is from Gugulethu, and he was born ePhedi in the Eastern Cape. ePhedi. I think ePhedi is also near King Williamstown in the Eastern Cape province of South Africa. I say ePhedi, kanti Ringo. It makes sense. Like I told you guys, I'm from the Ponderland, and my accent when I speak Xhosa sounds like I'm from the Ponderland. Basically, when we speak, I'm just trying to put my phone in my pocket for now. Basically, when we speak, we're just speaking. We're just speaking anyhow. We're just speaking. You can tell that we're speaking. And I have a friend. I have a friend who is from Pedi. Not like a friend, but like someone I went to varsity with. They are from Epedi. And like when you get to varsity, people are, oh, where are you from? Where are you from? Where are you from? There was this person, oh, you're also from the Eastern Cape. That's exciting. So there was this person who's like, I'm from the Eastern Cape. What's a Pedi? And one thing I'll tell you about people from Pedi and people from Gqeberha, Port Elizabeth, they sound different from us, from Emampondweni. When they speak, it's like they're reading a book. They speak like they're reading a book. Molweni ninjani I don't even know how to explain it. Molweni ninjani namhlanje. Like, why are you speaking like you're reading a book? They speak Xhosa like they're reading a book, which is very beautiful because I'm pretty sure even when you're watching the news, you see how people who read the news speak. And then now, imagine you're speaking to somebody, it's like they're reading Xhosa news for you, but they are just speaking. So people from there, like King Williamstown and people from Port Elizabeth, they speak like that. They're like they're reading a book or something. And I was always fascinated by that. It's like, oh my gosh, you speak like you're reading a book. And what's funny is that they would say to me, oh my God, I love your accent. Like, what do you like about it? Tanandoni yami accent, tanandoni. Kanqa tanandoni bema ngalingqhela tanandoni accent yami, tanandoni. But hamba ndayithanda nawe yakhe accent hamba. I'm like, but yeah. Now it makes sense that Ringo Madlingozi is from Pedi because even when he speaks like he's reading. He speaks in the most beautiful way. Absolutely love it. Love me some Ringo Madlingozi. So it makes sense. Like they are, I love it. I love how they articulate themselves. It's absolutely beautiful. Was a pig. I think that's comes as Charlam Tassim Sky. Comes as Charlam Tampim. But bona mazathi hayi ngeke thina sikhamisa sityhale kaloku mfondini asinaxesha laloo nto hayi mfondini ntombhem ngeke. So what is Ringo Madlingozi famous for? I made translating videos about him, so that should tell you something. He's from Epedi, and then he's an Afro-pop singer and music producer. He made the most iconic music that still lives on till this day. He is known for his hit songs like Sondela and Into Yam. He made a couple of love songs as well. And my favorite song by Tato Ringo is Udoli. I absolutely love that song. I love music that actually teaches you something, and I really like that song. It made me happy. So yeah, I love songs like that. Maybe I'll make a video about such, like why I like that song in great detail, but it teaches you about life, and it makes you not to at life. Just be calm, be collected, think about where you want to be in life, because your life could be taken away from you just like that. You could change just like that. Be who you are, and don't let your environment or circumstance change who you are. Stand for what you are and who you are. Absolutely, absolutely love that song. And I'm somebody who always loves learning from other people's mistakes so that I'm not destined to repeat them. So kuthiwa inyathi ibuzwa kwabaphambili, I always take that to heart. And then there are people who say, oh no, sometimes you have to experience things for yourself, blah, blah, blah. no, I don't have to experience it for myself. If you touch fire and it burns you, and you say fire burns, I'm not touching that. Like, what do you mean? I'm not touching that. So that's why I love the song Udoli. It teaches you about life. And it just made me humble and whatnot. And then you realize that when you go to varsity and then you're doing your own thing and then you're seeing these people, just to stay calm, collected, don't engage in such things because there's a price to pay for everything. So are you willing to pay that price? If not, with your life, don't do it. That's what I love about Udoli. Yeah. And then it's basically what my parents always told us, to be on the lookout for, and to actually see that in a song. It actually says, okay, be careful. And then after that, we have, okay, so now Ringo Madlingozi is currently a member of parliament representing the EFF. And then after that, we have Ntsiki Biyela. I have no idea who this is. Ntsiki Biyela. Ntsiki Biyela is from Mahlabatini, but she was raised in the Eastern Cape, often associated with village life there. Who is this Ntsiki? I only know Ntsiki Mazwai. So she is famous for what exactly? She's South Africa's first black female wine maker. Oh wow, had no idea. I mean, I wouldn't know. I don't even drink alcohol. Never have I even tasted it, including wine. And I really don't kind of dabble in this kind of information. So this is interesting. Big ups to her for being the first black female winemaker. She founded her own wine label. It's wow, that's amazing. Take me under your wing, Ntsiki. She's internationally recognized in the wine industry. Oh wow, I had no idea. Big ups to you, Ntsiki. And then after that, we have John Kani. John Kani. Who is John Kani? John Kani ngowase-New Brighton, but uzalelwe eGqeberha, eBhayi, Port Elizabeth in the Eastern Cape. And he is famous for he's an award-winning actor, playwright, and director. He's known for theatre work, including Sizwe Banzi is Unalived. And then he starred in the international films. Oh, wow. Not international film. He starred in international films. I thought it was going to say he starred in an international film. International films. What are they? Let me tell you this. These films include Black Panther. Black Panther, yes. And guess what other movie? The Lion King. The Lion King and Black Panther. Why? And wait, what? Well, for those who don't know, the movie Black Panther, they speak a language there in Wakanda. Wakanda is a fictional land, but the language that they speak in Wakanda is called Xhosa, African Xhosa, ASMR, which is an actual language, which is from the Eastern Cape province of South Africa. So yeah, and then the Lion King. Nanzi wanyama bagetsi babo sithi hum kwenyama ingonyama ikwena mabala ingonyama ikwena mabala ingonyama ikwena mabala. That's a Zulu song, Xhosa song, Zulu, Xhosa, however you wanna put it. It's our language. And once again, I made a video translating what that song means. Nansi ingonyama. Ingonyama is a lion. So what is exactly, how exactly does it mean? You should definitely check out that video if you want to know, because I did make a video about it. So, who else should I talk about? Should I end it here? I feel like it's long as it is. Should we do a few more people? Ingonyama ikunamabala, ingonyama ikunamabala, ingonyama ikunamabala. Bangadi copyright bet nana nqaba ngiculele ngoma ingonyama ikunamanyama ikunamabala, ingonyama. I think we should do a couple more, just a few, not much, just a few. The next person we have is Bulelwa Mkuchugana. Bulelwa Mkuchugana. You're probably wondering, who the hell is that? You probably know her as Zahara, which is her stage name, but her birth name is Bulelwa Mkuchugana. Ngowaphi Bulelwa? Bulelwa ngwaso. He's from Bogota, near Butterworth. Wait, what? Butterworth is known as Xhosa. Ngwasexhosa. Kutheni ngicima ngwasemonti nje Sahara? Kanti ngwasexhosa. Oh, wasembokotwana andiyazi kwayile ndawo Mbokotha. Ngasexhosa. Okay. So, let me tell you this. I found out about Zahara through my little sister, the one you've seen her in some of my videos when she films one of those videos for you guys. So I found out about her from her. So she was a huge fan of Zahara. Zahara unfortunately passed away recently, and she was a huge fan of Zahara, my sister. My sister really liked Zahara, and I didn't know who Zahara was in her music as well. So my sister was like, "Uloli we wahaye, tutulaha." She would sing on top of her lungs. We're like, what the hell is that? And then she'd be called in, by the elders in her family. Please show us your talent. What is your talent? And my sister would be like, okay, I'll show you my talent. Here's my talent. Ulali we wahi, tutulaha. That's where I first heard about Zahara and her songs. So I feel sorry for, how life turned out for Zahara. She ended up being an alcoholic, resorting to, and she lost her life, and allegedly she was exploited by the music industry here in South Africa. And till this day, the person who discovered Zahara is still catching strays. Even after Zahara's passing, people somehow blamed this guy, and his name is Sbu, DJ Sbu. Apparently he's the one who discovered Zahara, and Zahara was broke whilst her music was busy breaking records, making platinum, selling records, and her music was playing all over, and to some point even received international awards. But Zahara was struggling, and she would say that she was not paid, but others would say that the people would say that they paid her, but she doesn't know how to manage her money properly, so that's why. So she had got into tax troubles, and even after her death, she was still owing SARS in terms of taxes. I felt so sorry for Zahara and how her life turned out to be, honestly, because I was really rooting for her, and it's so unfortunate how her life ended up. but she is from in Butterworth. So she was a famous Afro soul singer, songwriter, behind the multi-platinum album Loliwe, a cultural icon known as the country girl, won 17 South African Music Awards and was named among the BBC's 100 most influential women in 2020. And that is Bulelwa Mkutukana, known as Zahara. So yeah, and then after Zahara, we have Liema Phansi. Liema Phansi ngwaseMonti. Naye, I have no idea who this is. Liema Phansi ngwaseMonti, East London. She or he is a singer, songwriter, and social media influencer. Gained fame as a Big Brother Mzansi Season 4 contestant and for the viral single Impumelelo with Sisi, also recognized for her beauty and lifestyle content. Uxolo Liema Phansi, I have no idea who you are, and I don't watch Big Brother either, but I do know Sisi though. The reason why I know Sisi is because my uncle, big fan of Atama Fugate, big fan. So Atama Fugate got into this relationship with Sisi and whatnot, and that's how I got to know about Sisi. But I don't watch Big Brother. But maybe when I see your picture, I'm like, oh, I know her, but I doubt it. But that's cool. You won Big Brother and Impumelelo. I don't know that song either. Maybe it's famous though. Is it on my piano? I don't know. And then after that, we have Viwe Jing. Viwe Jing. Once again, I have no idea who this is. Viwe is from Engcobo, and he or she is a track sprinter and 2024 South African 100-meter national champion and the U23 title holder. Competed in the World U20 Championship, both 100-meter and 20-meter events, and regarded as the top young sprint talent. Is it that guy? There was a guy who was doing the trick and then he had to go represent South Africa in the Olympics. Is it that guy? If it is, I'll just put a yes, he is somewhere here. But I don't know his name. Oh, interesting. If it's not, I'm just going to put it no, he's not. But interesting. Hamba viwe jing. Utin marara mapang. And then viwe jing. And then after that, we have Peleka Lwana or Nia Pearl, known as Nia Pearl. Kwasemtata Gayena from Amtata. She is a singer-songwriter in Amapiano and Afropop, known for collaborating with DJ Maphorisa and Kabza the Small, rising star on Universal Music South Africa with unique, soulful style. Go Nia Pearl. Also, do not know her from A Can of Paint. I really don't listen to new music anymore. I'm seriously stuck with the old music that we have. I don't listen to music, so I have no idea. And then the next person is Aviwe Hoboloshe. Ngwakwecwebe village Xhosa in Elliotdale. Teenage middle distance athlete representing South Africa at the World U20 in 800 meters. And then it says Kenya. and then emerged from rural Eastern Cape, shining example of local talent on global stage. Okay, I think we should do one last one. One last one. Who should be our last? Our last one. Our last one. I think we should do someone and then call it a video. Our last person. Our last person that we're going to talk about today is African Xhosa ASMR. African Xhosa ASMR is also from the Eastern Cape province of South Africa. Oh wow, where is she from exactly? You may wonder. She is from the Pondoland. Pondoland, Emampondweni, in the Eastern Cape province of South Africa. She is the first African ASMR artist who pioneered a calming and soothing platform that gently educates people across the world about African history, culture, customs, and just everyday life, breaking the harmful stereotypes about the African continent and offering a peaceful, authentic window into the richness and reality of the African continent. Wow. African Xhosa ASMR sounds like she's an amazing human being. I would definitely like to be her friend. Definitely. Wouldn't you like to be a friend? Wow. Good for you, African Xhosa ASMR, for doing the thing that makes for the pots to be done when it comes to that front of things. Okay, that is pretty much it for today's video. Out of all the figures that I spoke about today, who do you know? And like, oh, I know that one. I know that one. She or he is doing amazing things. Oh, I had no idea about that person, but it looks like they did amazing things for the country. I would like to be their friend. Do let me know in the comments section. But now it's time for me to go. I would like to ask you a question. What do you feel about the environment that we're filming in right now? Are you feeling it? Are you not? Because I think the videos for the rest of this month are going to be filmed in this room. So it would be great if you guys could let me know if you like them, if you don't, so that I can be able to do what makes all the parts to be done for you guys. And now it's time for me to read word of the day. Where are we going to get the word of the day for today's video? Let's see, for word of the day. Word of the day. Word of the day. I just want to read a quote for word of the day today. Is that okay? I just want to read a quote, a motivational quote, because we're talking about motivational people. Our word of the day is going to be a quote from Mark Hyman, and it says, "Gratitude reshapes your brain. It enhances brain regions linked to self-control and emotional regulation, helping you bounce back from stress and adversity. Feeling thankfully literally changes how your brain responds to life." Absolutely beautiful. And despite who I am and where I come from, Eastern Cape equaling Zimbabwe, I don't let that dictate who I am or who I'm going to become in life. I try by all means to be grateful for what it is that I have, whilst striving to do bigger and better things for myself, those around me, and the rest of the world, by spreading the word, wisdom, and positivity. So start feeling thankful for the little things in life. getting out of bed, being in good physical health, being able to walk, speak, see. If you have a job, being thankful for the job. If you have a shelter, being thankful for the roof over your head, and for your family, friends, loved ones. Start being thankful, because the little things that you seem is little right now are the biggest of them all. Be thankful. Start shaping your mind. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye bye in Vietnam. Tintanda no kimakaya.